So, dear Dharma friends, in every day we like to hear something new, and we have a desire to learn something new. So every day people keep collecting the wisdom through many different ways. More than any other time, we have a lot of opportunity, we have a lot of resources to access to the knowledge and the wisdom. But at the same time, we have to remember that when we practice meditation, whatever the wisdom that we collect as knowledge, so whatever the understanding we accumulate, the very nature of the true wisdom, it should come out of your bodily, verbally or mentally action. But sometimes, even though we learn a lot of things, it is very difficult to get out of the action. The very reason for that, the mostly when our mind get disturbed, worry, unhappy, sad, so this kind of things can push down your wisdom or the understanding, and it can deactivate what you know. So then you have to be very careful in day-to-day life. So whatever the condition in your mind can illuminate, can shut down, disconnect the wisdom if you not keep focus. Why? Because each and every thought has the same power. Remember that. There is no thought going to become powerless, and there is no another thought going to become powerful. Only thing is how much you keep focusing to that, how much you aware about it, how much you keep repeating, how much you trying to apply that thought, how much you trying to bring that thought again and again and again, and that thought become powerful. So in day-to-day life, sometimes we know things, and once we know that, we think it's going to become okay. No, even though we know things, there is a different skill that you have to develop to apply it to life. Knowingly something is different, but in the surface level, as an ordinary person, you have to develop a skill that what you know to apply it to in day-to-day life. Because that application part, if you don't develop, and sometimes naturally what is happening in day-to-day life, we have a method, we have a pattern to apply our greed, hatred, or the delusion, anger, envy, that kind of, that the worry, unhappy, sad. So this kind of things we used to apply in day-to-day life, and naturally these things come. Actually it is not come naturally. So what is happened in the past, we used to do that. As a result of that, today it come without any effort. Otherwise, that any thought has no any different consciousness to think, oh, I have to do this way, oh, I have to come like that way. No. So the thing is, then you have to be very careful what you keep repeating can give a power to good or bad. And just knowingly itself, in the surface level, in the beginning, doesn't work. So then the applying part is the important. So then look yourself, how much things you know and how much things you apply. And according to that, you can understand. So how things can change in your life. So little by little, try to increase this application part, the applying part. with your bodily, verbally, or mentally action. Every day, in every way. So that is a way that you slowly bring your wisdom to activate. Because when our anger, hatred, jealousy, so the lust, the greediness, these kind of things, when it come to our life, and because of this, the most of time whatever this environment has the same kind of that nature, so whatever that this kind of nature get influence, and in even though we don't see for a day, most of time we live with that things, and because of that it become powerful. So if you have the different environment and different kind of lifestyle to keep the empower that all that the good things, or the generosity, loving kindness, compassion, and wisdom, so this kind of things, if you expand the capacity to live with it, and naturally you will see it going to come back. So then in day-to-day life, sometimes that in the deeply we involving with few moments with the few things, and that moment maybe hold you for a long time period in a deeper level in your subconscious mind as a mental formation. It hold you, maybe you do it for a few seconds, and it create energy inside you, go with you for another 2-3 hours. So then in that 2-3 hours, maybe you are so neutral, you are so calm, and you think you never done anything wrong. But one moment that the whatever you did with the anger, hatred, or the jealousy can hold you to that 3-4 hours, and during that the whatever you do slowly it empower that other actions. So the good things also the same. So when you perform something good, and when it make you happy, complete, that completion can take you to many hours. So that way during whatever the thing, during that time whatever you do, it has power to get influence, enrich that all the actions, and with that the whatever you have done with the good things. So as example, it like this: you drink a cup of tea or coffee. It doesn't mean you drink 24/7, you keep drinking. No, maybe early in the morning you drink a cup of coffee or tea, but it has power to keep you awake 5 hours, 4 hours, and it give energy for few hours. During that time you don't drink a tea, but that whatever the drink you the tea you drink, that giving the power, holding you to that. The same way with the thoughts. So one single thought, if you don't see, sometimes maybe you get disappointed. That disappointed can take you whole day. Maybe early in the morning you wake up with a very happy, satisfied mind. One thought, that thought has power to make the whole day beautiful. So the thing is this: when you become mindful, when you develop the clear comprehension that the sati sampajanya, or the recognizing the moment, recognizing the very nature of the thought, and the right away you have power to understand it, and you have power to, if it is not necessary, and to change it to whatever you want. So then recognizing this thought is important, and at the same time this applying part, this to bring it up, and as action you have to have the effort. That is where most of time we become so lazy. That is where we not going to be focused. Sometimes we know things, we heard things, but just knowingly doesn't mean it's going to work for you. So then what you know, always try to bring as an action. Use it in day-to-day life. For that you need the effort. So start with the little steps, little by little, and then slowly you will see it become more powerful, it become a profitable action, and whatever you recognize as good, naturally, very next moment you start to apply it to your life. So don't keep a waiting part. So don't try to what you know, don't wait to apply it to some other time. No, right away what you know, start to apply with your bodily, verbally or mentally action. Why? Because that if your knowledge not activate, if your knowledge not bring as the action with your bodily, verbally or mentally action, what will happen? It start to disappear, which we call forget. And once you know whatever you know, once you forget, you equal to not knowing. So the same thing, what you know, if you don't apply, you are equal to not knowing. So then remember that work with this, the knowing part and the result in between this, there is an action you have to develop. So start to get into that. That is where you need the strength, the power, the willpower. That is where you need the desire. That is where you need to wake up. So that is where you need to be mindful. And once you have that point in between this, and you will see there are a lot of things you can change. So for this, to clarify this method, I will tell you a story. There was a wise man. He used to be the king's advisor. So what happened when the king gave the kingdom to his son? This king retired, and when he retired, his advisor also went away. This young king had a different advisor. So the retired advisor and went back to his village, and he start ordinary lifestyle. So little by little what happened, he became poor. And he became poor, then there was nothing to eat one day. He thought to go to the king's palace and steal something. So that, and when people become poor, that is naturally happen. And somehow, because he knew that the plan and everything, how the behavior of the palace, and somehow he able to get into the palace in the evening. And he went to the king's room and hide under the bed and start to look that wherever the treasury, all the gold and the gems and everything. And while king sleeping, he came out and start to take certain gold and the gems and all the valuable things. When he touched, right away, his wisdom start to arise. And what? Stealing, especially stealing valuable things, is create a great sin. So he right away dropped it, and he understood whatever that so far he came to with this stealing desire is not right. It is not good to do something, because he was a wise man. He was the advisor for the king. He knew what is right or what is wrong. So because of the poverty, he didn't apply his wisdom, and he disappeared slowly. And somehow this time the wisdom came, and he dropped that all the the valuable things at the same place and hide under the king's bed and waiting till morning to escape. So that the very next day, early in the morning, king wake up and all the drums and singing early in the morning, singing, and everybody start to cheer and to wake up the king with the good signs. And the king wake up and he felt so good early in the morning, singing, dancing, nice smell, aroma, and all the good things happen when he wake up. And what he start to tell? He start to sing himself. And oh, I have this all the treasures. Oh, everything beautiful, nice smell, so good. I am the king, everything perfect. So like that he start to sing. And while he's singing, one moment he stuck. He couldn't say anything. He couldn't find the word to explain himself. So that wise man, the old man, was hiding inside the bed, under the bed, and what happened? He was thinking about the life, and this all his wisdom start to arise. He forget where he is and he forget to hold his wisdom. And he start to tell from under the bed, what's the point that you have that everything when you die you're not going to take anything? The king start to hear that from his room, and he thought, who told that? It's a very wise word. And king suddenly thought there is an angel somewhere the sky, but he knew it came from under the bed. And he start to look around, and then he found so this old advisor, and he recognized him because he learned from this person, this advisor, when he was a child, and asked, what you doing here? So then he apologized from the king and told, oh king, I am so poor, I was so poor, then I was thinking to take something from your treasury, and then I understood this is something wrong, that's why I dropped it everything there, and then I was waiting to escape, and then I heard this, you telling this, and but finally the truth is, even though you have this everything, when you die you're not going to take anything. So the king, by hearing this, because he was his old teacher, and by hearing this, king got the wisdom, and king never thought about it, and king thought this everything, and he enjoyed the life. And then king thought, oh, you opened my mind. Even though you came to steal something, you opened my mind, and that is more worth than this or everything. So I going to appointed you as my advisor. So from that day, this old person became again the king advisor. So dear friends, when you look at the story, see, when you become poor, when you don't apply the knowledge, and sometimes you become poor. Look at the world. Every day there are new things come. From where it come? It come from human mind. It never going to fall down from the sky. It never going to come from another planet. It never going to come from aliens. So it always come from human mind. You are so creative. There is a creativity inside your mind. If you don't use it, of course you're going to become poor. So the poverty is poor is sometimes it's a passion for some people. They are stuck with that poverty. And there are some people like to become poor. There are some people like to depending from others, or even the physically or mentally, spiritually, like that. So there are some people like to become followers. They never want to find the salvation. They always following someone. There are some people addicted to become beggars. The beggary is make them so happy. But remember, as a human being, you are so creative. So use that your creativity. So don't blame to anybody. So it is your own power. Try to use your wisdom. Our human mind is so capable. Look at even during this time period, during this virus time period, how many people forget we are human? How many people forget that the true nature what we carry within ourselves? In this human civilizations, we came through more than the difficult time more than this. But when it comes to in front of us, if you forget you are a human being, if you forget the power of you, if you forget your creativity, if you forget the power of your immunity, even you live for 100 years, you dead. So don't live like a dead person. So give a life to yourself. Be creative yourself. Don't always be dependent. Don't enrich the beggary inside you. So why? Because if you don't use your wisdom, whatever you have, it's going to lead us to something else. Maybe stealing, telling lies, and doing some other wrong things. So, but if you able to start to use whatever the wisdom you have, maybe it's a little tiny thing. Maybe it's like a little fire. Once it start to lit, it has power to shine like the sun. So then remember yourself, whatever the wisdom that inside you, little bit, one thought, start to bring it to your life. Make it action. And that way you will see how powerful it becomes little by little. When you use it again and again and again and again, it start to become more powerful. So that's how things start in this world. That everything come out of the human mind. Maybe it is with the one thought, just the one imagination, just the one thought, that intention. So, but once you start to develop it again and again, it will. Another thing is, once see that the person understood that stealing it's not good, and once you get into your wisdom, and you're going to receive your place. So same like, see that he became wise, and he thought, no, it is not good to steal, and he left that everything there. And then when the king wake up, and he told to the king that this everything going to go away, when once you die you cannot take this anything. That wisdom, when you share it with others, and you get the right place whatever you deserve. And not only that, all other facilities going to come to you. So the thing is, we hold it to our ignorance, we hold it to our greediness, anger, and we keep that everything inside that, and we looking for happiness. You will never get it. But if you share your wisdom, if you share whatever the things that you develop inside you as a good thought, and you will see all the beautiful things start to come towards you. That is the beauty of the Dharma. So then, my dear friends, and remember, and whatever you know as a human being, and start to apply. So this human life is more powerful than you think, and your mind has capability to give service to this entire world, and you have power to give healings, give to good thoughts, make happy other people, and take out other people's pain, and you are so capable to do a lot of things. So focus for that and try to start with the little steps and share your wisdom with others and try to bring it up, and that way you will see, and whatever you deserve, it's going to come to you. Other than that, without doing that, don't keep looking, and you're never going to get it. Even you get it, it's never going to be with you. That is the law of nature. So with that, I wish upon everyone, by the power of this good Patrice, may all of you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you, may no difficulties come to you, may no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. May everyone stay healthy and safe during this time period, and finally may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbhitiyo vajjantu sabbarogo vinassatu mate bhavatvantarayo sukhi digayuko bhava. Ettavata ca ammi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe devanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Idam me punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.